In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Garmin Approach G8 Golf GPS and whether or not it's worth picking up. So what we're going to be covering in this video are my first impressions, how it actually performed, what does it track, pros and cons, and also where the best places to buy. So if you just are looking for the best and cheapest place to pick it up, I will leave a link down below, which you can go ahead and check out. So let's start with my first impression. So it's not always easy going from like your phone to a touchscreen GPS because the technology and also the responsiveness seems almost ancient and like archaic. It's always normally pretty slow and that kind of thing, but I was actually pretty surprised with the G8 when I first picked it up and actually started like going through it and testing it out. The graphics aren't crazy good or anything like that, but it's bright, it's responsive, and it's easy to get it set up and working and all that kind of stuff. What does it track? What does it do? Pretty much the G8 has quite a few pretty cool features, but the most important thing is the distance to different targets, like greens, hazards, that kind of thing. I'm just going to show you the distance to like the front, middle, and back of the green, and then it's also going to show you the distance to like layup spots and also different hazards on the course. It also takes into account uphill and downhill shots, and then it'll give you basically the distance you have left, taking into account uphill lies, downhill lies, and that kind of thing, which is pretty cool. It's also going to track how far you hit each club, and then it's going to suggest pretty much what club to use based on where you're at, which is another really cool feature. Is it easy to use? So some of the these devices can be a bit tricky to use at first, but I found that the G8 was pretty simple, which was awesome. All you really had to do was push the power button on the side to turn it on. You press play, and then the G8 is going to find the course you're on, and then you're pretty much ready to go. And then if you want like a detailed view of the green, all you really have to do is tap it. Tap the green, and then you can basically see the shape of the green and also drag the pin around to get precise distances and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty neat as well. So what else does it do? But other than the distance features, you can also connect it to your phone so you get alerts and notifications like text messages and that kind of thing, which is pretty neat. It comes with a Garmin Connect where you can basically upload your stats to share with others, or keep track of yourself, like see your stats, like fairways and regulation, that kind of thing, how many putts. So there's just some useful stuff you can use to improve your game. It's going to connect to the app through Wi-Fi, so you can actually do a round analysis after, which is super useful. And then it also has a scorecard where you can track four people's scores, which is neat as well. How did it perform? So this is probably the most important thing, because if it's not accurate, there's really no point having it. But overall, I found it to be one of the more accurate GPS units on the market, and it was really close to my laser rangefinder and also the markers on the course itself. I've tested quite a few devices. Quite a few of them were actually quite a bit off, so it was awesome to see the G8 was almost bang on. It was really easy to use as well, which was a big plus, and the online scoring analysis on the app was great as well. So you can actually go in on the app, so you can put it on your phone, whatever, and you can basically track all your stuff, all this stuff, putts, driving distances, that kind of thing, which is pretty neat. Pros, it was quite a bit more responsive than others on the market. It was quick to set up and also locate the courses, and then it was just as accurate as my laser rangefinder, which is pretty good as well. Cons, it's a bit expensive. The battery wasn't the best, so you're gonna have to make sure that it dims after 15-20 seconds. If you basically don't have the dim, so it's always on, it's probably not gonna last a full round. So you want to make sure that whenever you're not using it, it's on like dim or lock or that kind of thing in order to save battery life. And then it's gonna connect. So it connected to my iPhone, but it actually didn't connect to my buddy's Samsung. It's probably fixed now. This was a little while ago, but overall, I'm sure it's fine now. But that was kind of one minor flaw to it. The breakdown on performance score, I'll give it a 9. Price score, give it an 8. Ease of use score, give it a 9. Gave my personal score 8.5, which is pretty solid. Frequently asked questions. So is there an annual fee? No, there's not. How many courses are on it? So it's preloaded with over 40,000 courses worldwide, so pretty much wherever you are, there's a pretty good chance that their courses are going to be on it. Does it measure in both meters and yards? And the answer is yes, it does. So is it worth it, taking into account all that? I would say if you're in the market for a handheld GPS unit, I'd highly recommend the G8. It's probably my favorite model of the handhelds. It's not quite perfect, but compared to other models on the market, it's a lot better and has a lot of awesome features. and the cheapest place I could find it is in the description down below. So at the time of the video, that was the best place we could find it, so you can go ahead and check out the price if you want to go ahead and do so. And I will just mention our monthly golf giveaway, so if you want to enter in, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, comment giveaway down below, simply do both and you'll be automatically entered. Alright, so that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.